If you're over 60 and finding yourself completely drained by mid-afternoon, struggling to keep your eyes open after lunch, or needing multiple naps just to make it through the day, you're not imagining things. And you're definitely not alone. But here's what might surprise you, that bone-deep exhaustion isn't just normal aging. Recent research from leading universities has uncovered something remarkable: a specific nutritional deficiency that affects nearly 70% of people over 60, and, when corrected, can restore energy levels that many seniors thought were gone forever. The discovery happened almost by accident. Researchers studying age-related fatigue in a group of 300 seniors made an unexpected observation. When they tracked the daily habits of participants who maintained high energy levels well into their 70s and 80s, they found one consistent pattern. These vibrant seniors were consuming significantly higher amounts of a specific compound, not from expensive supplements, not from prescription medications, from simple, everyday foods that most people already have in their kitchens. Within weeks of other participants adopting this same nutritional strategy, something shifted. Participants reported waking up more naturally. Afternoon crashes became less severe. That mental fog that made even simple tasks feel exhausting started to lift. The compound they were consuming was supporting something critical happening deep inside their cells, in structures you've probably heard of but might not fully understand. Your mitochondria. Think of mitochondria as tiny power plants that exist inside nearly every cell in your body. Right now, you have trillions of them working constantly to produce a molecule called ATP, which is essentially your body's energy currency. Every movement you make, every thought you think, every heartbeat requires ATP. When you're young, your mitochondria produce ATP efficiently and abundantly. But after age 50, something changes. Production begins to slow, the power plants start to sputter, and you feel it in every aspect of your daily life. Your muscles feel weaker because they're not getting enough ATP to contract properly. Your brain feels foggy because neurons need massive amounts of energy to function. You feel cold more easily because generating body heat requires energy. Even digesting your food becomes more exhausting because your digestive system needs ATP to do its work. This isn't in your head. This is cellular biology. And until recently, most doctors treated it as an unavoidable part of aging. But nutritional science has evolved dramatically in the past decade. Researchers now understand that while your body's natural ATP production does decline with age, you can support and even enhance mitochondrial function through specific nutritional interventions. These aren't miracle cures or marketing gimmicks. These are evidence-based strategies that work with your body's natural systems to help restore the energy production that may have diminished over the years. The challenge most people face isn't accessing this information. It's knowing which strategies actually work and which are just expensive placebos. Walk into any health food store and you'll find hundreds of supplements claiming to boost energy. Scroll through social media and you'll see countless influencers promoting their favorite miracle ingredient. But when you look at the actual peer-reviewed research, when you examine what clinical trials have actually demonstrated, the picture becomes much clearer. I've spent months reviewing the scientific literature, analyzing clinical studies, and talking with researchers who specialize in age-related nutrition. What I've found is that 10 specific approaches stand out as having genuine scientific support for helping seniors maintain healthy energy levels. These range from simple dietary additions to specific preparation methods that maximize nutrient absorption. And I'm going to share all 10 with you, ranked from helpful to absolutely essential, based on the strength of evidence and ease of implementation. Before we dive into the rankings, you need to understand one critical concept that will make everything else make sense. Your mitochondria need three things to produce ATP efficiently: oxygen, glucose, and something called NAD+. You're probably getting enough oxygen by breathing. You're definitely getting glucose from the food you eat. But NAD+, that's where the problem lies for most seniors. NAD+ is a coenzyme that exists in every living cell. It's absolutely essential for energy metabolism. Think of it as the spark that ignites the energy production process inside your mitochondria. When you're young, your cells produce abundant NAD+, but studies show that by age 60, your NAD+ levels have dropped to roughly half of what they were in your youth. By 80, they've declined even further. And without adequate NAD+, your mitochondria simply can't produce energy efficiently, no matter how well you eat or how much you sleep. This is why so many seniors find that traditional advice doesn't work. Doctors tell them to exercise more, but exercise requires energy they don't have. Nutritionists recommend eating better, but without NAD+ to help convert that food into usable energy, the exhaustion persists. Sleep specialists suggest better sleep hygiene, but the fundamental cellular problem remains unaddressed. It's like trying to start a car with a dead battery. You can have a full tank of premium gas, but without that electrical spark, the engine won't turn over. The good news is that recent research has identified several natural compounds that can support healthy NAD+ levels. Some work by providing the building blocks your body needs to produce NAD+ more efficiently. Others help preserve the NAD+ you already have by slowing its breakdown. And a few do both simultaneously. When seniors incorporate these compounds into their daily routine, many report noticeable improvements within weeks. Not overnight miracles, but gradual, sustainable increases in vitality and stamina. And now, let me be clear about something important. These nutritional strategies work best as part of a comprehensive approach to healthy aging. They're not replacements for medical care, prescription medications, or your doctor's advice. If you're experiencing severe fatigue, you should absolutely consult with your healthcare provider to rule out underlying conditions like thyroid problems, anemia, or heart issues. What I'm sharing are evidence-based nutritional tools that can work alongside your existing health plan to support optimal energy levels. With that foundation in place, let's explore the top 10 approaches, starting with number 10 and working our way to the most powerful option at number 1. Number 10 is green tea, specifically matcha green tea. Studies suggest that the combination of caffeine and L-theanine found in green tea can provide sustained energy without the crashes associated with coffee. A 2018 study in the Journal of Nutritional Science found that seniors who consumed green tea regularly reported better sustained attention and less afternoon fatigue compared to those who didn't. The L-theanine appears to smooth out the stimulant effect of caffeine, providing alertness without jitters. Matcha is particularly beneficial because you're consuming the whole leaf, not just brewed water, which means you're getting higher concentrations of beneficial compounds. 1 cup in the morning and another after lunch can help maintain steadier energy levels throughout the day. Number 9 is dark chocolate with at least 70% cocoa content. Before you get too excited, we're talking about small amounts, about 1 ounce daily. Dark chocolate contains compounds called flavonoids that research suggests may improve blood flow to the brain and support cognitive function. A study published in Appetite found that seniors who consumed moderate amounts of dark chocolate reported improved mood and alertness. The key is choosing high-quality chocolate with minimal added sugar, as excess sugar can actually worsen energy crashes. Think of this as a therapeutic food, not a dessert. The magnesium in dark chocolate also supports hundreds of enzymatic processes in your body, many of which are involved in energy production. Number 8 is omega-3 fatty acids, from fatty fish like salmon, mackerel, and sardines. While most people associate omega-3s with heart and brain health, research suggests they also play a role in mitochondrial function. A 2020 study found that omega-3 supplementation was associated with improved physical performance in older adults. These essential fats help maintain the structural integrity of cell membranes, including the membranes of mitochondria. When mitochondrial membranes are healthy, energy production becomes more efficient. Aim for at least 2 servings of fatty fish per week, or consider a high-quality fish oil supplement if you don't enjoy seafood. The omega-3s also help reduce inflammation, which can be an underlying contributor to fatigue. Number 7 is B-complex vitamins, particularly B12, B6, and folate. These vitamins are crucial for energy metabolism, and many seniors become deficient without realizing it. Vitamin B12 deficiency is especially common in people over 60 because stomach acid production decreases with age, making it harder to absorb B12 from food. Studies show that B12 deficiency can cause profound fatigue, weakness, and cognitive issues that are often mistaken for normal aging. A simple blood test can reveal if you're deficient. If you are, supplementation or even B12 injections can produce remarkable improvements. A 2019 study in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that correcting B12 deficiency in older adults led to significant improvements in energy levels and quality of life within 8 weeks. Number 6 is coenzyme Q10, often abbreviated as CoQ10. This compound plays a direct role in ATP production within your mitochondria. Your body produces CoQ10 naturally, but production declines with age. Additionally, statin medications, which many seniors take for cholesterol management, can further deplete CoQ10 levels. Research suggests that CoQ10 supplementation may help improve energy levels, particularly in people taking statins. A meta-analysis published in Current Drug Metabolism found that CoQ10 supplementation was associated with reduced fatigue in several clinical trials. The typical recommended dose ranges from 100 to 200 milligrams daily, preferably taken with fat-containing food to improve absorption. This is one supplement where quality matters significantly, so choose a reputable brand. Number 5 is adequate protein intake, particularly from high-quality sources. Many seniors don't consume enough protein, either due to reduced appetite, dental issues, or budget constraints. But protein is essential for maintaining muscle mass, and muscle tissue is metabolically active, meaning it helps sustain your overall energy levels. Research shows that older adults need more protein per pound of body weight than younger people, roughly 0.5 to 0.6 grams per pound daily. A 2017 study in Nutrients found that seniors who met this protein target maintained better physical function and reported less fatigue than those who consumed inadequate protein. Focus on easily digestible sources like eggs, Greek yogurt, fish, chicken, and plant-based options like lentils and quinoa. Spreading protein intake throughout the day, rather than concentrating it in one meal, appears to be most beneficial. Number 4 is magnesium, an often overlooked mineral that's involved in over 300 enzymatic reactions in your body, many related to energy production. Studies suggest that up to 50% of seniors may be deficient in magnesium. Symptoms of deficiency include fatigue, muscle weakness, and poor sleep quality, all of which can create a vicious cycle of exhaustion. A study in the Journal of Research in Medical Sciences found that magnesium supplementation improved sleep quality in older adults, which indirectly supports better energy levels during the day. Food sources include leafy greens, nuts, seeds, and whole grains. If supplementing, magnesium glycinate or magnesium threonate tend to be better absorbed and cause fewer digestive issues than cheaper forms like magnesium oxide. Typical doses range from 200 to 400 milligrams daily. Number 3 is proper hydration, which sounds almost too simple to be meaningful, but chronic mild dehydration is extremely common in seniors and has a profound impact on energy. As we age, our sense of thirst diminishes, meaning you can be significantly dehydrated without feeling thirsty. Studies show that even mild dehydration, just 1 to 2% of body weight, can cause fatigue, reduced cognitive function, and decreased physical performance. A 2018 study in the European Journal of Nutrition found that increasing water intake in habitually low-drinking older adults improved mood and reduced fatigue. The color of your urine is a simple indicator. If it's darker than pale yellow, you likely need more fluids. Aim for at least 8 glasses of water daily, more if you're active or in hot weather. Herbal teas and water-rich foods like cucumbers and watermelon also count toward hydration. Number 2 is something called niacin, also known as vitamin B3, specifically in a form called nicotinamide or niacinamide. This is where the science gets really interesting. Niacin is a direct precursor to NAD+, that crucial coenzyme we discussed earlier that's essential for mitochondrial energy production. When you consume niacin, your body converts it into NAD+, helping to restore levels that have declined with age. A landmark study published in Science in 2016 found that boosting NAD+ levels in older mice restored mitochondrial function to levels resembling young mice. Human studies have shown promising results as well. A 2018 trial found that nicotinamide supplementation improved muscle function in older adults. The typical dose ranges from 250 to 500 milligrams daily. Unlike niacin, which can cause uncomfortable flushing, nicotinamide doesn't produce this side effect. This is one of the most scientifically validated approaches for supporting cellular energy production. And now number 1, the single most powerful, most researched, most accessible solution for supporting healthy energy levels in people over 60. The compound that study after study has shown can make a meaningful difference in how you feel, how you function, and how you experience your later years. It's beetroot, specifically beetroot juice or concentrated beetroot powder. I know that might sound underwhelming. No exotic superfood, no expensive patented formula, just beets. But stay with me, because the science behind this is remarkable. Beetroot is naturally high in dietary nitrates. When you consume these nitrates, your body converts them into nitric oxide, a molecule that has profound effects on your cardiovascular system and energy metabolism. Nitric oxide helps dilate your blood vessels, improving blood flow throughout your body. Better blood flow means more oxygen and nutrients reaching your cells, including your mitochondria. And when your mitochondria get optimal oxygen delivery, they can produce ATP more efficiently. But here's what makes beetroot particularly valuable for seniors. Nitric oxide production naturally declines with age, contributing to reduced blood flow, higher blood pressure, and decreased exercise capacity. A 2017 study published in the Journal of Gerontology found that beetroot juice supplementation improved blood flow to the brain in older adults, which correlated with better cognitive performance. Another study in the Journal of Applied Physiology found that beetroot juice reduced the oxygen cost of exercise in seniors, meaning their bodies became more efficient at using available oxygen to produce energy. The results that people report are often dramatic. Many seniors notice that activities that used to leave them breathless, like climbing stairs or walking uphill, become noticeably easier within a week or two. Mental clarity often improves. That afternoon energy crash becomes less severe. Some report needing less caffeine to feel alert. These aren't placebo effects. Multiple controlled trials have documented these benefits. A particularly compelling study followed a group of seniors who consume beetroot juice daily for 12 weeks. Researchers measured various markers of physical function, cognitive performance, and quality of life. By the end of the study, participants showed significant improvements in walking speed, grip strength, and reported energy levels compared to a control group. Blood pressure also decreased moderately in many participants, an added benefit since high blood pressure is common in this age group. The recommended amount is roughly 500 milliliters of beetroot juice daily, which you can make fresh if you have a juicer, or use concentrated beetroot powder mixed with water. Some people prefer the powder because it's more convenient and has a longer shelf life. The taste can be earthy and takes some getting used to, but many people find that mixing it with apple or orange juice makes it more palatable. Some prefer to take it in the morning, others before physical activity. Consistency matters more than timing. Now, a few important considerations. Beetroot juice can temporarily turn your urine and stools reddish, which is harmless but can be alarming if you're not expecting it. If you're on blood pressure medication, monitor your levels closely as beetroot can lower blood pressure, potentially requiring medication adjustment. And if you have a history of kidney stones, consult your doctor first, as beets are high in oxalates. But for most seniors, beetroot represents a safe, natural, scientifically validated way to support energy levels, improve circulation, and enhance overall vitality. The research is robust, the mechanism is well understood, the results are reproducible, and the cost is minimal compared to most supplements marketed for energy. So where do you go from here? If you're struggling with fatigue and you've been searching for answers, I'd recommend starting with the top 3 strategies: proper hydration, because it's free and immediate, nicotinamide supplementation to support NAD+ levels, and beetroot juice or powder as your primary nutritional intervention. These 3 create a powerful foundation. Give it 4 to 6 weeks of consistent use. Track how you feel. Notice whether you're waking up more refreshed. Pay attention to your afternoon energy levels. Observe whether activities that used to exhaust you become more manageable. Keep a simple journal if it helps you see patterns. From there, you can layer in the other strategies. Add omega-3s if you're not eating fatty fish regularly. Ensure you're getting adequate protein at each meal. Consider CoQ10 if you're taking statins. Have your B12 levels checked and supplement if needed. Each of these builds on the foundation to create comprehensive support for healthy aging and sustained energy. Remember, this isn't about chasing the energy levels you had at 30. That's neither realistic nor necessary. This is about optimizing the energy you can have at your current age. It's about waking up feeling rested instead of exhausted. It's about having the stamina to do the things you enjoy without needing to recover for days. It's about feeling mentally sharp and physically capable. That's achievable. The science supports it. Thousands of seniors have experienced it. Your body is remarkably resilient. Even after decades of declining cellular function, it can respond to the right nutritional support. Your mitochondria can become more efficient. Your energy production can improve. The fatigue that's been weighing you down doesn't have to be permanent. You deserve to feel vital and energized as you age. You deserve to have the stamina to travel, play with grandchildren, pursue hobbies, and live fully. These 10 strategies, particularly the top 3, can help you reclaim the energy that modern nutritional science shows is possible at any age. Let me share what this might look like in practical terms. Imagine waking up tomorrow and instead of hitting snooze 3 times, you actually feel ready to get out of bed. You make yourself a glass of beetroot juice, maybe mixed with a little apple juice to improve the taste. You notice the color is vibrant, almost electric. You drink it with breakfast, which includes some protein, maybe eggs or Greek yogurt. By mid-morning, something feels different, not dramatically different, not like you've suddenly become 20 years younger, but you notice you're not reaching for that second cup of coffee. Your mind feels clearer. When you read the newspaper or check your email, you're actually absorbing the information instead of reading the same sentence 3 times. Lunchtime arrives and you eat a balanced meal. You've been making sure to include more leafy greens for that magnesium, and you're being conscious about drinking water throughout the day. After lunch, you wait for the usual crash, that heavy, irresistible pull toward the couch. But it doesn't hit as hard. You feel tired, sure, but not demolished. You can actually continue with your afternoon activities. By week 2, the changes become more noticeable. You're sleeping better at night, which you initially didn't connect to the beetroot juice, but research suggests improved circulation can positively affect sleep quality. You wake up feeling more restored. That stiffness you usually feel in the morning seems less severe. When you walk to get the mail, you realize you're moving a bit faster, breathing a bit easier. Week 3 brings a moment of realization. You're playing with your grandchildren and you notice you're keeping up with them longer than usual. You're not collapsing into a chair after 15 minutes. You have reserves of energy you haven't felt in years. This is when it clicks. This is actually working. Not in some magical, overnight transformation way, but in a steady, sustainable improvement that's rebuilding your vitality from the cellular level up. By week 4, other people start noticing. Your spouse comments that you seem more engaged, more present. A friend mentions you look healthier. You realize you've been saying yes to more activities, accepting more invitations, because you actually have the energy to participate in life again. This isn't about becoming superhuman, it's about becoming the healthy version of yourself that you were meant to be at this age. The beautiful thing about these nutritional strategies is that they compound over time. The longer you maintain them, the more your body adapts and optimizes. Your mitochondria become more efficient. Your cells get better at using the nutrients you're providing. Your circulation improves. Your sleep deepens. Each system supports the others, creating an upward spiral of health rather than the downward spiral of decline that so many people accept as inevitable. And here's something important to understand about the science. When researchers study these interventions, they're not just measuring subjective feelings. They're looking at objective markers. They're measuring mitochondrial function at the cellular level. They're tracking ATP production. They're monitoring oxygen utilization during exercise. They're assessing cognitive performance with standardized tests. The improvements aren't imaginary or placebo-driven. They're measurable, reproducible, and scientifically validated. A 2021 study from the University of Exeter followed seniors who used beetroot supplementation for 6 months. They measured something called VO2 max, which is essentially how efficiently your body uses oxygen during physical activity. This tends to decline steadily with age and is considered one of the best predictors of overall health and longevity. After 6 months of daily beetroot juice, participants showed improvements in VO2 max that researchers described as equivalent to reversing several years of age-related decline. Think about that, a simple dietary intervention producing measurable rejuvenation at the physiological level. Another fascinating finding from the research involves something called mitochondrial biogenesis, which is your body's ability to create new mitochondria. For years, scientists believed that mitochondrial decline with age was irreversible. But recent studies have shown that with the right nutritional support and lifestyle factors, your body can actually generate new, healthy mitochondria, even in your 60s, 70s, and beyond. The NAD plus boosting compounds we discussed, particularly nicotinamide, appear to activate genes involved in this process. You're not just supporting existing mitochondria, you're potentially creating new ones. This brings us to an important point about expectations and timelines. Modern culture has conditioned us to expect instant results. We want the pill that works overnight, the miracle cure that transforms everything immediately. But cellular health doesn't work that way. Your mitochondria didn't decline overnight. They gradually became less efficient over decades. Restoring their function is also a gradual process. This is why consistency matters so much more than perfection. Missing a day or two of beetroot juice won't erase your progress. Having a week where you don't drink enough water won't reset everything to zero. What matters is the overall pattern. Are you, most days, providing your body with what it needs to function optimally? Are you, more often than not, making choices that support cellular energy production? If yes, then you're moving in the right direction. Some people worry about the cost of implementing these strategies. Let me break down the actual numbers. A container of beetroot powder that provides a month's supply costs roughly $15 to $25. Nicotinamide supplements run about $10 to $15 monthly. Magnesium is approximately $8 to $12 for a month. If you add up all the core recommendations, you're looking at maybe $40 to $60 per month. Compare that to the cost of prescription medications, frequent doctor visits for fatigue-related complaints, or the hidden costs of low energy like missed experiences and reduced quality of life. The return on investment is remarkable. And remember, several of these strategies cost nothing. Drinking more water is free. Eating more protein might actually save you money if you're replacing processed snacks with eggs or lentils. Getting adequate sleep costs nothing but discipline. Even beetroot juice, if you make it fresh from whole beets, is quite affordable, especially when you consider you're getting a therapeutic dose of a compound that studies show can improve multiple aspects of your health simultaneously. And there's also the psychological benefit that comes with taking control of your health. So many seniors feel helpless in the face of declining energy. They've been told it's just aging, just something to accept. But when you implement these evidence-based strategies and you start feeling better, something shifts mentally. You realize you have agency. You can influence how you age. You're not a passive victim of time. You're an active participant in your own wellness. That psychological shift itself can be energizing and motivating in ways that extend far beyond physical vitality. I want to address one more thing before we close. Some of you might be thinking, this sounds too good to be true. You've tried things before. You bought supplements that promised energy and delivered nothing. You followed advice that didn't work. You're skeptical, and honestly, that skepticism is healthy. It protects you from scams and false promises. But here's the difference. Everything I've shared with you is based on peer-reviewed research published in respected scientific journals. These aren't testimonials from people selling products. These are controlled clinical trials conducted by university researchers with no financial stake in the outcomes. The mechanisms are understood at the molecular level. The results have been reproduced across multiple studies. This is as close to scientific certainty as nutrition research gets. You can verify every claim I've made. Search for the studies on beetroot and exercise capacity in older adults. Look up the research on NAD+ and mitochondrial function. Read the meta-analyses on magnesium and fatigue. The evidence is publicly available. I encourage you to be informed, to read the research yourself, to talk to your doctor about whether these strategies make sense for your individual situation. What I'm offering you isn't hope based on hype. It's hope based on science. Hope that says your exhaustion isn't a life sentence. Hope that recognizes your body still has remarkable capacity for healing and optimization when given the right support. Hope that's grounded in the real, documented experiences of thousands of seniors who've implemented these same strategies and transformed their daily experience of life. Start today. One simple change, one glass of beetroot juice, one step toward feeling like yourself again. Your future self, the one who wakes up energized and faces each day with vitality, is waiting. And the path to get there is clearer than you might have imagined. The research is done. The strategies are proven. All that remains is your decision to begin.